basically just sings psalms. Like, there are so many psalms that he just like sings in lyric form. I literally have not really missed listening to secular music at all this week because hello guys, welcome back to another video. This week we're listening to a different gospel artist every single day of the week for a week straight in honor of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and the jubilant music that the gospel music genre has given us, but also in honor of Black History Month as it is coming to a close. So day one we're listening to Fred Hammond. It's actually 6:30. I've been listening to Fred Hammond all day, and what I did essentially was make a playlist for every single day of the week that I'll try to link in the description if I can, or just like point y'all in the direction. But I've been listening to him literally all day, and he basically just sings psalms. Like, there are so many psalms that he just like sings in lyric form, and I feel like I've just really been meditating on the song that is, I think it's Give Me a Clean Heart. It's literally Give Me a Clean Heart. And he's just singing, I think, the verses that are in Ezekiel, but also that we see in the Psalms from David of just saying, give me a clean heart. And I'm going to literally read the lyrics because they're so good. He says, give me a clean heart to see you like I should, to walk the path that's right, to do the thing you would. Give me a clean heart and I will serve nobody but you. Give me a clean heart to lose the double mind, to believe you when you tell me everything will be just fine. Just lay your hands on me, Lord, and I will be brand new. Those lyrics are tea. Like, I love that so much. But I also noticed just with listening to gospel throughout the day, I get so much more encouragement through the gospel genre. Just recommended was a super slow song, but it was just really good encouragement and I loved it. And hopefully throughout the week I can get better kind of verbiage to the differences that I find between gospel and CCM, and kind of why perhaps gospel music is just such a special genre in general to just the mass public, but also to Black people specifically. But that was day one. We listened to Fred Hammond, and tomorrow, well, I guess you'll just have to see what we listen to tomorrow. Hey guys, happy day two. Today we are listening to the Clark sisters. Yesterday was Fred Hammond. Today is the Clark sisters. So making sure we get a good mix of female and male artists, because the Christian, I think, gospel world is just so full of diversity, and the voices of the Clark sisters are just a very, very imprint vocal tone that we have in the realm of gospel music, and it's amazing. I actually was just listening to them as I'm doing some more tidying up today. It's also been super hot in Texas, that's why I just keep showing up with these tank tops on. But I was listening to Livin' by the Clark sisters, and this song is just full of affirmations, y'all, and this is what I love about the gospel music genre. It's just a lot more jubilant, I think, in lyricism. Not saying that you can't get that in CCM, but there's just something about it. And one of the lyrics says, I can speak to mountains, they will be moved. I can speak to dreams, they will come true. I can tell my troubles to go away. God gave me the power to make my day. I'm no longer walking in sinking sand. I'm just steady resting in my Father's hands. I'm blessed when I come and when I go. Every day I'm living in the overflow. That's a beautiful affirmation for the day. So I'm just listening to them as I clean up my room. I feel like listening to gospel has really just got me in, like I said, a little bit more of a jubilant, like excited, I don't know, spirit. It's just so different. The gospel music experience is so much different than CCM, but I think also it's really interesting tracking the kind of cultural differences between the realm of gospel music, as it originated a lot in African and Black American cultures. A lot of the gospel hymns that we hear nowadays came from slave hymns on the plantation, where they were just singing things to themselves, like Way Down Moses. Songs like that were just songs of exodus and escape and freedom, and we see some of those same themes in gospel music today. There's so much more information about it if you're curious about the connects between the African and Black American experience specifically in gospel music and its roots. But that's day two. We're going to be listening to the Clark sisters for the rest of the day, but I just wanted to make sure that I checked in with you guys. Hello guys, it is day three, and today we're listening to Kirk Franklin. I'm actually getting ready for church right now, and I always listen to Kirk when I'm getting ready for church, so I felt it was super fitting to have him on day three. But I'm listening through an entire playlist just full of his music, and I just added every single one of his albums to a playlist, and there's so many different songs that I have not heard by him, and that's also the joy of this challenge. I literally have not really miss listening to secular music at all this week because I have so much music to listen to. But we listened to Kirk Franklin today, and one of his songs that I think represents him best in kind of talking about what he did for the Christian music genre is this song. It's an interlude actually, and it's called The Verdict. It's the interlude to the New Revolution project, or New Nation project, which is one of his most like famous albums. It's just so many goodies on there. But The Verdict basically is talking about all the things that the Christian community was charging Kirk Franklin for doing when he was making this music. So I'll tell you, like, I'll read the verdict lyrics, and it says, "Mr. Foreman, would you please read the charges? Charge number 1 to Kirk Franklin, trying to take the gospel to the world. Charge number 2, making gospel music too secular. Charge number 3, tearing down the walls of religion." And so basically, what I'm getting from this song, and also just like conversations, because I did a project before on the difference between gospel and CCM. And one of the biggest things was that gospel was really trying to integrate sounds from previous times, whether it was kind of plantation hymns and Negro spirituals, but then also R&B and hip-hop sounds of the 90s. They were trying to bring it and put it in a Christian kind of format. And so there was a lot of people specifically who did not like the way Kirk Franklin did it because he has an ear for music. So you could listen to it and not tell if it was Christian or secular, and that was a big problem. And so it's really interesting now because he has so many songs too, even like The Revolution, where he's talking about just like joining the revolution, and you wouldn't think that would be a problem for the Christian audience. But I feel like this gospel kind of music challenge is teaching me too that every single gospel artist almost broke out and did something new to the genre. Like Fred Hammond was singing the Psalms, the Clark sisters were introducing new beats, and then we have Kirk Franklin who's completely changing the way they thought Christian music could sound. And I think that type of innovation is what the Christian community in general needs, not just in the musical world. But super excited to keep listening to him today. I think I'll have plenty of material to get through, but I'm gonna finish getting ready for church because I'm gonna run late if I keep talking to y'all. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. Almost said day 3. Day 4. Hello guys, happy day 4 of listening to a different gospel artist every single day for a week straight. I honestly felt like it was a natural transition to go from Kirk Franklin yesterday to Tamala Mann today. So today we're listening to Tamala Mann. Tamala has so many good songs, and I used to have an airplane playlist where, because I don't like flying, and it was a playlist just full of very comforting gospel music that reminded me, or gospel, CCM, on the mixture, just Christian music that reminded me that I was in the safety of God's arms. And the inspiration for that playlist was the Tamala Mann song Safety in His Arms, and it's just such a beautiful song. So that's today's like standout song because the lyrics are so sweet. She just says, "Somewhere that I can go to ease my troubled mind, somewhere that I can go to leave this world behind. Oh, in His arms, that's where I want to be. Oh, in His arms, that's where I find God's peace, and I find safety in His arms." It's just a beautiful, I think, song that just reminds you about the safety of like the Lord's arms and presence. And I feel like that really encapsulates the way Tamala Mann sings about the Lord. That's something I'm also realizing, that every single like gospel artist we've listened to this week has a different perspective on approaching the Lord and singing about Him and giving His praises. Also, something that I've realized in this challenge is that I listen to a lot of secular music just to like set the mood when I'm doing things. So if I'm reading, I'll listen to like a piano playlist of just like random kind of old like classical music. If I'm getting ready, I'll usually listen to like Afro beats recently, or I'll listen to like a K-pop playlist, or like if I'm cooking, I'll turn on some like old 90s. Like I really do listen to music to set my mood and set like the vibe for what I'm doing. And the Lord really showed me how much better would the like vibes be set every single day if I was intentional about, one, setting the mood with Christian artists, but also two, setting the mood spiritually. But also a caveat to this challenge is to not go overboard, because I think sometimes we can go overboard when we challenge ourselves to do stuff. Is that the challenge, I only listen to these artists when I'm controlling the music, one a day. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't hear it, just because I felt like I wanted to make sure I gave that disclaimer. This has actually been such a fun challenge and very interesting. So I'm excited to talk to you guys tomorrow. Probably I'll talk to you guys when I'm getting ready for work, because I often listen to gospel when I'm getting ready for work. So see y'all tomorrow. Okay, good morning guys. I told you guys I was going to talk to you for day 5, the final day of listening to a different gospel artist every day for a week. when I was getting ready for work. So I'm currently getting ready for work, and today we listened to Hezekiah Walker. I'm gonna continue listening to him throughout the rest of the day, but my morning routines before I go to work is when I listen to the most music, obviously, because in the workplace you're not sitting there bumping jams all day getting work done. So I listened to Hezekiah's like earlier albums this morning while doing my Pilates and like getting ready, and all I'd say is that his music just reminds me of like a really good old-fashioned like black Southern Baptist church. Like, it's so mass choir, stacked vocals, but it's beautiful, and a lot of the lyrics were just super encouraging, and I feel like that's the overall theme of gospel music, is that it's encouraging in a way that's different than CCM. Yeah. He has a song called I Feel Your Spirit, and I just love the lyrics of it as someone who honestly doesn't always like feel super close to God. Like, that's a natural thing. And the lyrics of this is, I feel your spirit all over me. I feel your spirit all over me. It's in my hands, it's in my soul, and down in my feet. I feel your spirit all over me. And it just reminded me of that quote that whenever we don't feel close to God, it's not because he moved, it's because we moved. So lyrics like that of just I feel his spirit are reminding you like his spirit is with me right now in the moment were just so encouraging in a way that I didn't know I needed this morning. But that was the week. I feel like I learned so much more about what I listen to music for and the encouragement that gospel music can bring, and I pray to continue listening to more gospel music in the future, as well as just Christian music in general. But kind of weird ending, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.